This video is for all second violins playing Malone. This is in 3, in contrast to the Minstrel Boy, which was in 4, and the Carry Dance, which will be in 2, or 6/8, okay? You're, again, in the key of G, so that means C naturals, all across the board unless otherwise noted. I would like for you to really, right now, look at measures 56 and 57, where you have an A flat. A flat is located on the D string, 4th finger close to 3rd finger is A flat. In this case, you play A flat for 3 full beats. 1, 2, 3, then G, then an F sharp, which means your fingers are in half steps on the D string. So please squish those fingers together so that when you get to 56, if you can play with me, you have A flat, 2, 3, G, F sharp, G, D. And if I were you, I would take it one step further and always practice going to that G so that you know you're ready to get to those 8th notes. Right, that's my next point. Those 8th notes need to flow. They need to move. We already talked about Ireland being this picture of greenery and, rolling hills and things like that. So it's not stagnant. It's not, quicksand and things like that where you're slowed down. Instead, you have to keep it moving. So at 59, those 8th notes need to be in time. 1 and 2 and 3 and get to that B. If all else fails, just play getting to that downbeat, okay? So play for me at 56, and let's see if we can go straight through to measure 60. Ready? 1, ready, and 2, 3, and 2, 3, yeah, and we should be going to the G. Okay, try it again from 56. Ready? 1, ready, and 2, 3, D, G, 1, 2, and land on that G. I'm sorry, I apologize. The last time I did not. This time, make sure that you land on the G every time. One last time from 56. Ready? 1, ready, and 2, 3. Brings us to our next section at 61, where you have dotted quarters, which we've been working on since last year. 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, 3, right? Okay, going back to measure 51, you have 8th notes descending, starting on the E string. G, F, E, D, C, B, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. And it's going to be really important that you keep that flow again. So if I were you, I'd practice in rhythms at 51. Always stopping on the next G, so I know that I'm not finished. I have to continue. You have C naturals, and you also group these in 2s, right? Down, up, bows of 2. If right now it's too tricky, you can either do them all in one bow or separate. But I'd like to work on getting it in groups of 2 or the whole measure slurred. Notice I'm not using a lot of bow, because if I'm using too much bow, it makes it more difficult. Right? Doesn't sound good. Keep it constricted. Yeah? So again, practice that section in rhythms. After you do long, short, long, short, long, short, do short, long. Or maybe 1, 2, 3. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. Until you can play with me at 51. And in lessons, there were issues of people not hitting their 3rd finger on the tape because 2 was low. They thought 3rd finger was also low. No, no, no. Please watch your fingers. Make any indication you need to in your music so that you play in the right position. That was a little sharp, but you get the idea. Exaggerate that 3. So you know that you are in tune for that, okay? So play with me if you can from 51 to measure 60. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, A flat. G, F, G, D. 1, 2. That is a very tricky passage. So please circle, star, whatever you need to do to make sure that's a section you look at multiple times before orchestra next, okay? Going on, at 60, we're going to play. However, backtracking to the beginning of Molly Malone should be pretty simple. You guys have the melody, which is really great feature for the second violins, so focus on those C naturals, okay? Play with me from 32, beginning of Molly Malone, and we've tackled most of the tricky parts, so we should be okay to play the whole thing straight through. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 1, 2. 2, 3, 1, 2, rest. C natural, 1, 2, rest. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2. C naturals. C natural. Here we go. 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, A flat. Sorry. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. This part we didn't talk about. You have an F natural to an A flat. And sorry about that when I messed up on measure 56. I thought somebody was at the door, but I was wrong. So let's start from measure 56. However, when you get to measure 66, please be careful that you have an F natural to an A flat to a G, B, F sharp, D. Very tricky. Maybe put a star on that one as well. Let's start at measure 56. Ready? 1, ready, and 2, 3. 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. F natural, A flat. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, C sharp, 2, 3. 2, it slows down, 1, 2, 3. There's a caesura, which means that you pause and you watch, look at the conductor, maybe put eyeglasses there, until the carry dance, in which case it's going to be fast, which is why you should be looking to see that tempo change, okay? So good luck, we'll work on it in lessons, but please make sure you're playing all the right accidentals.